right, everybody, welcome back to the Cigar Experience Review. I'm Tyler, and we are getting into the Powstanie, and Powstanie. There, I think that's how it goes. Anyway, it is a really cool. We're getting into a Perfecto this evening, so it actually is a little tapered here, and it's even tapered here. So, cool new cigar to get into. Let's get into it. All right, so let's get into this little beauty here. So as I mentioned before, this is a Perfecto. So it's gonna taper on this end, similar to like a torpedo. The difference is though, is that this end tapers as well. So it's kind of that like old cartoon stogie, right? Where they like, and it's like this like pointed at both ends, whatever. This isn't truly pointed. Obviously it's got a little bit of chopped off there, but actually interestingly enough, you can see that there is a cap on the end to keep this like at its shape. So a lot of little work went into, a lot of good work went into this. So the Powstanie is how that's pronounced. And so two brothers out of Florida, they had a cigar shop apparently, and they're real good friends with Skip Martin, who and Esteban, who are involved with Roma Craft. And so they're good buddies, and they're like, hey, we want to do our own thing. And so they got the tobacco from kind of Roma's factory essentially, and really cool makeup of this. So it is a Nicaraguan and Dominican filler, so everything inside, right? It is an Indonesian binder, and it is a Ecuadorian Habano wrapper. So we're like international galactic planetary over here. It's super cool, and I'm gonna bring it up close. I don't think you're gonna see it real well. It tends to not want to focus in, but I'll show a photo of it. This is a toothy cigar. It is a really beautiful kind of milk chocolate brown. It's a little bit. I do this all the time. It's not a very. It's not solid packed. It's got a little bit of give to it. It's got a little bit of squish on it, and so I'm loving that idea. It's going to be a great cigar. There's no real like deep like spots that are spongy, but it is a little bit supple. It's got that little bit of squish to it, and so when you are cutting a torpedo, we've talked about this, or torpedo or Perfecto, like we talked about. I typically, on that, I'm going to go with a straight cut. So let's open that up here. And again, you can either go like straight down, but most of the time, it's actually better to give it a little bit of an angle. So I'm going to go ahead and just give it, it's got a little bit of an angle there. You can see that. I'm going to commit to it. And so it's a little bit off center. So that's intentional. That's on purpose to give that little bit of extra draw, a little bit of opened up. And when you do it flat, a lot of times you end up squishing it, pinching it. And so let me give it a little bit of an angle. On the cold draw, I'm getting a good wood, cinnamon, almost like a woody, earthy cinnamon, but there's a little bit of like raisin, like a little bit of sweetness there, but not a full like dried fruit. I wouldn't give it that far. On the nose, it smells really great. Oh, I'm excited. So we're gonna give this one a light, obviously. It's been a minute since I've been posting, and we had a couple family vacations, and oh, come on, man. There we go. All right, we're gonna heat that up. We're gonna toast the foot. We've talked about that before, and so I'm just gonna give that a good little couple 30 seconds, and then perfect. Okay, on light up. Good flavor right off the bat. I actually get wow, really. Earth, cinnamon, kind of some of that bacon spice. but I get like a nutty, like a bag of peanuts, like boom, big old nutty flavor. Medium body, not too strong, not too heavy. Shorter finish. So remember that finish, how long it lingers on your tongue, in your mouth there. The longer it lasts, the longer finish, right? So short finish, medium smoke output. So far, so good. I really like that. We are going to get into that. So, oh, I didn't mention. So the Powstanie, there we go. It looks like Powstanie. That's why it's hard, because there's like T's in there and there's an N that's in there, but it looks like Powstanie, but it's pronounced Powstanie. It's a Polish word, and actually, so you see that cool bold label on there. I love that label. That's super rad. So apparently the word Powstanie means uprising in Polish, and it's in reference to that symbol, that P with the arrow. That is the symbol that the Polish used in World War II when it was like we're rising up against the Nazi Germany, right? So super cool history, super cool story there. Again, the kind of the creators of this was, I think I'm gonna butcher this, Greg and Mike. I believe it's Greg and Mike, but they're two Polish brothers. Again, they live down in Florida, and they're like, you know what, we want to do our own thing, and then they started creating this, and then started putting it out in the stores, and super cool. And of course, I gotta shout it out. I got mine from Nickel City Cigars. So Tommy and the guys up there, super cool, veteran-owned company, and they're out there living the American dream with some cigars and really just changing American culture with getting good cigars out there. They don't have like all your Rocky Patels and Macanudos. They've got a very cool artisan style. They've got some, crowned heads. They've got Espinosa. They've got Roma Craft and all of Roma Craft's lines. They got all of Crown Heads lines. They've just got a really good, but they don't have 10,000 boxes. They've got like 10 companies that they work with, and they've got all of their lines. So super cool. Go check out nickelcitycigars.com. Pick up a couple sticks. Put Honest in the checkout. You get 10% off. And pick this stick up, because so far, so good. So we'll see how the rest of the review goes. All right, we are in the first third for sure. About 15 minutes in here. That short finish is like, it's kind of shocking how short that finish is. So I pull, I get a good mouthful, I expel, and honestly, like 4 seconds later, it's gone. So short finish, still getting a good amount of smoke. Still getting a good amount of smoke. The same flavors are there. There's a flavor profile called a dry taste, a dry note. And it's kind of where you get that good flavor up front, you get that nutty note, you get that cinnamon note, and then it just kind of goes away, and you almost are left with almost like a little dry wine. Like you get this, it's gone. And so I'm getting that a little bit with that. It's not a bad thing, it's just what it is. Still getting a cinnamon, still getting that nutty, still getting the wood. Probably would say that wood's come out a little bit more. And then the ash is holding on pretty good. Great construction. So far, so good. Really enjoy it. And again, the cut on that is that angled cut. So yeah, we'll see how the second third turns out. All right, we are in that second third. Construction is perfect. We talked before, construction almost more important than flavor. With bad construction, you've got to relight it all the time. You've got to work it. It becomes just a hassle. Construction is just on the money. This is perfect. you know, we talk about cigar time. We talk about enjoying a good cigar, and you know, there's the joke, right? I'll bring that down just a little bit there. But we joke about, you know, what my wife thinks I do is, you know, burn money. What I think I do is look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. But in reality, you know, cigars are cheaper than therapy, in my opinion. So, you don't know this, but off screen, my wife is actually here with me today, and we're having a little date. And so we got a little glass of wine. We're having a good time, good talk, and like I said, cigars are better than therapy. So that's why my thing. Like we talked before about, it's about connecting with people and about having a good conversation and about being honest and vulnerable. And honestly, a cigar kind of says, hey, you're not going to be going anywhere for a while, so we might as well get into a really good conversation. So I'm having a conversation with my spouse. So anyway, a spousal unit, I call her. It's just like the most unattractive name ever. So anyway, I'll get punched for that later, I'm sure. But the question of the day, I always want to know, what are you guys doing out there to connect? Maybe you guys have like a weekly date night. Maybe you guys go bowling together. Like what's you and your spouse's thing? What do you do? Maybe you're part of a book club. I don't know. Maybe she works on the motorcycle and you drive the motorcycle. Who knows? Like there's so many options out there. My wife is crafty. She's got 1,000 hobbies. We've talked, I've got like one. That's fine. I've mentioned it in a previous podcast, but I'm doing like this. I'm making a wooden mug. Like I'm carving it out. Like, what do you do with your spouse? But what do you do that's like, get your mind off of work and those things? So, we are in that second third. I'm going to have to take the band off here just because it's going to start to burn. But, the Powstanie, there we go. I got to make sure I get that right. Powstanie is doing great. This is a easy, like if I see this in a cigar shop, this is an easy grab. This is my third that I've had of this. I always like to do a little bit of a review ahead of time on some cigars. Some cigars, I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to light it up minute of and day of, and what I'm smoking for real time is going to be on the video. This one I have had a few, and it was worth coming back to. I really, really like this cigar. The Powstanie, not Powstanie. That's how it looks. Powstanie. Anyway, Roma Craft, this is a great one. We'll get into that final third and my final thoughts, so peace. All right, we're definitely into that final third. Construction has stayed awesome. I have not had to touch it up at all. And honestly, like a little bit of pepper. I should have mentioned that earlier. There's just a touch and a hint of pepper in there. That's that Nicaraguan tobacco. There's been some pepper, some spice there. That has gone. Cinnamon's gone. Even the wood's gone. It's really kind of now. Even that nuttiness is gone. It's honestly this final third, though a very, very good cigar. It probably stopped being a flavor bomb about 5 minutes ago. So now it's really still producing a good amount of smoke, medium smoke output. But there's just, yeah, I probably would have tossed it about 5 minutes ago. But I'm going to be done. Final notes on that, though. Honestly, great cigar. I would definitely buy a box of that. I mean, it's Roma Craft. Roma Craft's brand, Roma Craft's tobacco. They do great cigars. I'm a fan of theirs. Again, pick up a couple. Go over to Nickel City Cigars. Buy a 5-pack. Try them out yourself. This is one that I've got a local shop that has these. Nickel City has them as well. And but I have not seen these in hardly any shops. So I would go to Nickel City, buy a 5-pack, give them a shot. I really like the Perfecto shape. I just think they're kind of fun. You don't see a lot of them around. Good smoke, enjoyed it. I'm gonna go finish up my date with my wife. Put a comment in, hit a thumbs up, subscribe. I'm gonna continue to do this more and more, and I'd love to hear the comments out there. What do you and your wife do for fun? Go on a date? Do you guys go out every Friday night? Do you guys do a kind of once a month thing? Maybe you're that guy that's like, yeah, I should probably date my wife more, because dating your wife it's awesome. So anyway, bless you guys. Give me a shout, like, subscribe, and see you in the comments. Thanks.